This better be a damn good story, bitch.
Story time.
Yeah, the expectations are pretty high now.
Maximize that shit. I want to see Paul's big fat fucking face.
Oh,
motherfucking
God.
screen.
Oh. Anyway. So I was gonna tell the Mounds story, TJ. Like what you remember what Beyond Fear's nickname is, correct?
Yep.
Yep. It's Mounds amongst the peasants.
That is
so I
correct.
wanted to tell the story of how that came to be, and I bring you this story.
It's all your fault.
At great personal pain, great cost to myself.
I saw you incur some pain.
Yeah, you did. You witnessed the whole fucking thing go down. So anyway, when we went to LA, we got there a couple of days before the rest of the peasants did, and Ashley and I stayed with Beyond Fear for a couple of days. She had a bedroom with 2 beds in it. And I woke up one morning to like the sounds of Beyond Fear getting ready, because she was always up at least 3 or 4 hours before I would even consider getting out of bed, because she was, trying to see things in the United States, and I was just in LA, and I'd been there a million times. So she's up at like 8 in the morning, and I look and I see her, and she's looking out the window. And at first, like when I took the whole thing, she's in a t-shirt and panties, and she's framed by the sunlight, and I thought it was a really nice, picture of my friend. And then, of course, 5 seconds after I realize what's going on, the lizard brain, Paul's ego's animal brain kicks in, and I start checking her out, because she's standing in front of this window, and she's short, so she has to be up on her tiptoes, which what happens when chicks get up on their tiptoes and shit. The whole ass becomes a thing. And that's just presented in such a pleasing way. And I'm lewdly like staring at her ass in the grogginess of sleep. And then, of course, that's not enough, though. Just ogling her ass was not enough. I'm like, well, let's take a look. So I start looking at the, like the thigh gap. You know the thigh gap, right?
Yes.
The mythical thigh gap. And I'm looking, and I see the mound. She's in panties. And I see her mound, right?
Mound.
So I just make note of this in the back of my brain. I file it away in the spank bank. And we go on about my day. And this happened to be the day that the peasants got to LA. And we had all these lofty plans for what we were going to do. Ben was like, yeah, man, we're going to go to fucking, what was the club you wanted to go to, Ben?
I think I wanted to go to the Rainbow.
The Rainbow. Well, you wanted to go to the Rainbow, and you wanted to go to like Tommy, what's his name's club.
Oh no. I want to go to the Viper Room.
The Viper Room. Yeah, we were all talking, and like we were all jazzed to do it. But what ended up happening was we sat around and just smoked copious amounts of pot. And for some reason, and because I can't remember who did it, I'll blame TJ. Beyond Fear's vagina came up as a topic of conversation, and I just
I remember what happened. She was saying something about like her not wanting you to see something of hers, and then you were like, I've already seen your mounds.
Yeah.
That's basically what I did. I said, I've seen it. And she's like, you have not seen it, Paul's ego. You have not. And I was like, well, not really like close up, but I did see your mound this morning. And everybody kind of laughed. And I told the story that I just told everybody, and we kind of chuckled about it. But then I became aware that, like, Beyond Fear, she was not chuckling. In fact, she was, like, just tossing. She got all quiet. She's, like, shooting daggers at me and shit. And she's like, eventually, after we all finished laughing, she's like, Paul, I do not have a mound. And I'm like, yeah, you do. I seen it. I seen the mound. I'm sorry, you have a mound. Every girl has a mound. And I've seen yours. And so she just kind of stalks inside. And I know I'm in fucking big trouble. So I go in, and she confronts me eventually about it. And she's like, Paul, how dare you tell that story to the peasants on the first day that I meet them? The only thing that they know about me now is mound. And I was like, I'm sorry. It was a funny story. She was like, how dare you tell that story? And it was like, and I didn't even know at first, like, what story she was talking about. So I asked, like, is this about the mounds? Like, is this the mound thing? And she just, like, at that point, she snapped. And she just rears back. Now, Beyond Fear is a small. She's short and very thin. But she punched me, and it was like a fucking battering ram. It was just this immense, like, searing fucking pain as this tiny little fist dug into the, like, sinew and bone and muscle and flabby flesh of my arm. And I'm just, like, stunned by this. And she goes, "You will not tell that story again. Do you understand?"
You just told
and you never did.
And I was like, yeah, I get it. Okay, cool. And so anyway, it could have ended there and should have probably ended there. But TJ, at some point during this exchange, had wandered into the kitchen in search of pizza, overheard the entire thing, went back out to the smoking table where both Beyond Fear and I ended up. And he goes, "Hey, what's up, Paul? What's going on, Mounds?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck." So anyway, that's why Beyond Fear is known as Mounds amongst the peasants, and she gave me permission to tell the story. So I'm hoping I don't get punched again if she's ever
gonna
on there.
punch you again. This time it's gonna be in the fucking teeth.
Oh my god, dude. So much pain.
Her fist is so small, she's only gonna punch one tooth at a time.
It was like getting shot. It really did. It was like a cop used one of those beanbag rounds, like just put it right against my arm and pulled the trigger, dude. Like my arm was useless for 2 days. Just limp, hanging by my side.
It's true what they say about Australians, man.
What, they punch really hard?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they're supposed to be like tougher than normal people, is what I'm saying. They have a reputation for toughness.
I know their kind.